Okay, so I just recently tried my hand at making a daiquiri for the channel, and today we're going to kind of stay in that vein. Now, probably the most well-known variation on the daiquiri is the Hemingway daiquiri, and today's recipe is going to be almost a Hemingway daiquiri, so a little tiny bit different. So without any further ado, I'm going to make the daiquiri number 4. Let's mix it up. This recipe, though very similar to the Hemingway daiquiri, is actually very different in flavor and comes to us via Regarding Cocktails by Sasha Petraske. The key difference being that this recipe has no grapefruit juice, and even though only half an ounce is typical in a Hemingway variation, the effect of its omission here is profound. Also, I should probably say that in terms of most popular daiquiri variations, I was thinking of what the average cocktailian might call to mind, not the slushy, rum-filled libations typical at the poolsides of those too preoccupied with enjoying themselves to quibble about what is or is not a real daiquiri. You and I both know that something magical happens when strawberries and Bacardi meet in a blender. But I digress. As you can see, this recipe is basically a daiquiri that has exchanged its simple syrup for maraschino liqueur. So let's get cracking. 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice, 3/4 of an ounce of maraschino liqueur, 2 ounces of white rum. Today I'm using Plantation 3-Star. Add a single large rock of ice to the tin and shake until it's thoroughly chilled and the ice has started to break up. Strain into a chilled coupe. Garnish with a maraschino cherry, which I will say, this is not the way to do that. And that is the daiquiri number 4. All right, well, best part of the video, time to give this a taste. I'm gonna dive right in. Wow. That's a completely different experience from a standard daiquiri. I'm not really sure what to make of that. It's fruitier. It might be better with a different rum because right now I'm missing a lot of the nuances of the rum that I use. It's mostly the maraschino that's coming through. Okay, so I don't know that the sugar level is necessarily that much lower than a standard daiquiri, but I'm perceiving it as a lot drier, and I think it's because the maraschino liqueur is such a bright, sharp flavor. It has a lot of richness to it, but it doesn't present itself as super sugary. I guess it's more like Cointreau, which has got a lot of sugar in it, right? But you wouldn't think of it as being a super sweet liqueur like, say, a Grand Marnier or dry curacao. They perceive as way sweeter in a cocktail. This has that sharp brightness of a sidecar, I guess, or a margarita made with Cointreau. Obviously, you get that strong cherry and lime flavor from the liqueur and the fresh lime juice, but there's a bitter finish to it. The rum is much more in the background, and I kind of wonder if this would work better with a long-aged rum, something that's a little bit sweeter and carries a lot more flavor with it. I think the Plantation 3-Star is getting kind of pushed around by the maraschino. So I don't criticize the drink. I kind of see what it's trying to accomplish. I just don't think I have the right rum in stock to make this really work. I suppose this could be really appealing to somebody, just not necessarily me. This is still a good drink, but I don't know that I'd really ever order this. I'm really curious if any of you are big fans of this cocktail. What rum do you like to use, and what are the specs that you're following? So please let us know in the comments down below. Cheers!